monthly, quarterly reports, reviews, and planning, coaching calls, and accountability. What it's all about is what I said at the beginning when I shared some of the goals from the Full Focus Planner is it's about how can I accomplish these things? Okay, what do I need to do this year? What I need to do more of, what I need to do less of. Focus on a few of the best things, get rid of the distractions. Focus on more higher paying jobs, not low paying stuff, which means I say no to certain things now. There's a scripture that talks about the branches that are most fruitful, we prune so that they're even more fruitful. And the stuff that's bearing no fruit, we cut off. So by tracking your time and your week, you go, okay, what's bearing fruit and what's not? And I can say, okay, well, this really isn't producing anything. So that helps me to, make sure that I'm doing things that matter, that move the needle, that are going to help me accomplish the goals that I said I wanted to accomplish at the start of this year. Because I have limited time. We all have limited time and resources. So that's basically how I use Todoist and sync it with Pomodoro, tracking and RescueTime. There are other apps that you can use that will do similar things, but I just love the fact that you can sync PomoDoneApp with Todoist. You can also sync it, I think, with other apps like Trello and probably ClickUp, although ClickUp has a built-in time tracker as well. I'm not sure if they have a Pomo or not, but it's got a lot of those things built in. And if you have a coach, the beauty of that is you can just send that to your coach and say, hey, here's my goals and everything. Here's my 411. Here's what I said was important to me at the start of the year. Here's what I did the last week or the last month. And they can look at that and go, okay, well, you said this was important, but you've been spending a bunch of time on email. And I look at your social here. Now, unless that's work-related social, which it could be, that can just help you because, again, you can't do everything. I can do anything, but can't do everything. So what are my priorities? What's most important? And being able to automatically track that without me having to write it down the way you usually would have to do to figure out what you'd spent your time on it's just automatic. It's automated. I don't have to do anything. And then I can look at that. And even with things like clients. So for example, if I'm spending too much time on a client project, I can see that from that weekly report and go, oh, hold on. So for example, for one client now, I've done way over time in the last 2 months. I've got this credit there. And I wouldn't know that. So I can plan and go, okay, I need to scale back a little bit here. I can't say yes to everything that client wants me to do. I've got to focus on what was it I said I was going to do. What was my quarterly goal for that client was to do this and this and this. So he may want them other things done, but I've got to do this first because that's what I said and I committed to. And we'll get this other stuff done as we go or when we can or in quarter 2 or quarter 3 coming up now. And that's basically how I get things done. You focus on the big rocks, the things that are going to move the needle, not the little minutia of everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. And then you get help in the areas that you need help with. So if I know that what I should be doing, as I've listed on my 411, the things that I should be doing are creating content, marketing, paid marketing work, doing my Goal Street marketing and finding new clients, new business development, as well as the planning and review and all that. Those are things I should be focusing on. I don't need to be spending a whole lot of time on emails unless it's related to that. So when I go through that email list, I'm asking myself the secondary list, okay, is that going to help me? So I didn't do the communication course when it was launched, but I did it right now because I know, okay, I really want to get that down now because we're doing a lot of social stuff. It covers email, social. Yeah, I got the basics of the story brand, but I really need that now. So I did that last week because I'm ready for that now. It's going to move what I'm doing right now, this month, this quarter, this week forward. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I do things. And again, I find that a lot of that stuff that's in my Todoist inbox never gets done. If it's important, it will rise up there. And just a lot of the extra stuff isn't that important, I've found out. Mm-hmm. So that covers that.